Morning, folks. It's 8:02 a.m. Thursday, April 6, 2017. Black Panther was always my initial spirit guide. That's some of my sage. I don't burn it much, but I like it. It's relaxing. Through the years and ages, we've all been told that sage pushes away negativity and everything. I like the smell because it's relaxing. This is awesome sage, but it's nice when it's fresher. I had a big piece and I never used it much because when I had herky, animals usually don't do so good with smoke. Anyway, the truth about sage, spirit, and everything else. That's kind of what today's about anyway. It's about simple truths. Regarding yourself, who, what, when, where, and why. But let's get back to the sage here for a minute. Sage, they say it removes negativity. Well, yes and no. It all depends on the definition you have for removes. Sage has an ability with most people and animals to be calming. To be calming to the nervous system. I'll be damned. Be right back. Okay, and we're back. If the room looks cloudy, it's because it is. I had to go take care of something. A garbage man came by early. So I had to get the garbage out. Luckily he goes down the other side, then comes back this side. But while I was gone, the sage started reburning and filling the room out. There's a soft message there about just, it's like trying to help keep me from being negative about things. Something happened this morning and I get real pissed. So it's dead, and sometimes these days I go a little overboard with that, and there is more of actually me on the other side now, and it's saying, it's talking with me, just, I'm tired of everything I do. I'm tired of having to deal with it. I'm tired of it being stuck on stupid and won't change, and that needs to be completely deleted. And it will be. I'm just mad I can't do it to my body. Anyway, actually this, like everything else, there's a lot of things in your life that'll tie into what I say. Again, relative to today's topic, simple truths. We're going to talk about the simple truths of you, who you are, what's going on. These are things that you should be familiar with if you want to find yourself. You can't find yourself until you know them. So, well, I've got my own way. Hey, do whatever you want, man. Love you. Just trying to help. But also, before we get started, there was a serious storm over here last night. And Dean and I work real hard, very hard, getting things done. And I'm so sick. Sometimes she's taking care of me. Should be the other way around. Anyway, sometimes it is, but anyway, lots of times we'll relax. My TV took a dive. I don't believe in buying a new phone when it comes out. What a total waste of money, creation of garbage and everything else. I'd rather be buying something nice for my animals. More food or doing something. My money these days goes into setting up the spiritual foundation, feeding my legal pursuits that I've started. I'm the one that is doing the suing. It's all coming out fine. It will be. It's set up to be just the first part of it coming together when I leave. So that coffee is good. Deanna has a small coffee maker. I don't know what they call it. It's from Italy, I believe. Just put it on the stove, fire it up, makes a good cup of coffee. I just bought one. Probably be here today. That does 6 cups. She is so good at being frugal, but not cheap, but frugal. There's not a cheap thing about her, but she's smart and she can make things last, take care of things. I really admire that in her, among other things. The more you understand yourself, the more you understand what's around you, the better your life quality just gets as good as it can get. Much better than what it is. Life is a dual-edged sword. Cuts on both sides. But the larger your bottle of wisdom, your collection of understandings, the duller that sword. They say truth cuts, it can hurt. Now, the more you understand them, the less it can cut you. Anyway, what I want to say is that storm we had last night. This, like I said, the other TV, my old TV. It was a nice one, but it died. Now I have one of those little flat screens. 43-incher. So we'll sit back and watch that near the end of the day. Sometimes have a drink or something. Sometimes not. Whatever. We'll watch a couple of movies or something, and we were sitting back to relax last night. We were coming, getting ready to go in the TV room, and all of a sudden, I felt pressure on my head as the storm kicked in. And I'm like, what the hell? And I just went up there. Like I said, my energy level's really strong. But when your body's falling away so hard, you are relaxed, which helps, and then my head's always changing. It can be hard to see things immediately. So I went ahead and, but this, as soon as I got hit with the energy, I was telling Deanna this morning, that, hell, if that was 2 years ago, I would have been firing up my energy and attacking whatever it was. And strong metaphysical energy, even when it's in a body, if it's strong enough, it'll screw up a ship, big time. Metaphysical energy is a major component of a lot of ship propulsion systems. Anyway, so I was talking with Deanna this morning, about trying to see what they would look like, and I'd forgotten to clean myself, and her too. She's strong; she can take care of herself, but it doesn't matter. It's my job to clean the house, and I had forgotten. Caused some issues this morning. That's done. But I was talking about, last night that 2 years ago I would have gone crazy attacking them, but they weren't here to hurt. But I felt energy hit me, wham, like that. It's like, damn, really? But it wasn't intrusive, like trying to get into my head. It was soft. It was scanning energy. Deanna and I were both being scanned. Her DNA's changing a lot. My body's always changing, but with more my actual hardcore spirit, what I am inside, coming out of my body and going to the other side, and the other stuff coming in, the actual frequencies in my body have changed. And so they're reading that, and they remember, their scanners, when they have their meetings, the large meetings, they have a scanner, and you see the person talking. Every time a person talks, you see them. You see their image exactly as it is. Next to that, you see an image of the energy that's in the body, how it's flowing. And then off to the right of that, you have information on the person, his name or whatever, where he's from, a little history about him. Then off to the side of that, you have past lives. So, basic past life information. So they read your frequencies that are in the body, and then they put it into their database, which has recorded over the many centuries you having different lives and different bodies on different planets. So they're reading me, and it's like, what the hell's going on? He's changing again. But they were close. I mean, they were close. They weren't just in the atmosphere. They were right here in the storm. $800 over the house. A little over 800 foot. Annunaki ambassador was 250 foot over the house one time. Anyway, there's a gentleman there. It's like a commander in this new Alliance fleet of warships. And he had like an insectoid body, kind of was very human too. It's weird, it's different. It's weird for us because we're not used to it, okay? 100 years from now, there'll be alien, different folks from different bodies, ETs, whatever. They're alien to us is the reason why I use alien. The word alien, they're different from what we're used to seeing. Their planet, we're different to them. It's no big deal. It's like enjoying two different breeds of dogs when you have them, enjoying their company. One's not better than the other. Creation's equal. When you can accept that, it just literally takes all this prejudice and bullcrap and just dumps it down the toilet. Anyway, his head was not really triangular. Our heads are not round, but somebody might say our heads are round or whatever. His head was like an elongated, almost triangular-ish shape. Small mouth, real small mouth coming out. 2 legs, 2 arms. The body was... He had a lot of kind of humanish figures, but it was more insectoid. mixture type of thing, and then it was extending out his, whatever came out from behind him, his body was, of course, a little different. Really cool guy. Really cool guy. And he, they were just checking us. See what's going on. But the energy was strong. I could feel it. Sometimes Ta'ir will try to get a hold of me, and I'm so busy doing stuff and getting hammered so hard that he'll actually have to go to Berjou or someone else, Deanna, whatever. He's talking with Eileen. He's talking with Ann. He'll talk with Paul. Anyway, that was pretty interesting. I was always a little frustrated that I couldn't get a ride on the ship. I understood why. I knew one night I was gonna, already know, I was told, we talked. I knew I'd be leaving to go on a ship. They needed me on the ship physically, so I knew they were gonna come get me, knock me out and put me out there. And when I looked at it the next morning, of course, different body parts hurt. I knew it was going to happen. It was, asked me for permission, and I got it. Anyway, leaving that stuff alone. That's personal. But I saw myself going up there, and it's almost like I was. You might think of me like I was I wasn't, but like I was a prisoner or something. I had these things over my feet, my hands, and forearms, and then my shoulders and my head. Really, the weird looking thing on my head. It was like some kind of weird bracing system to hold me down. It's not. It's to hold on to metaphysical energy, like a dampener. So. Anyway, there's so much for us to learn from these people, and they're so cool. They're here from so far away, at a great expense to them to help us. And they're going to keep doing it for quite a while. They ask for nothing, but we owe them. We already do. Don't even know it yet. The first thing we owe them is to be ourselves and to be family. The first thing we owe them is to become ourselves. Period. The first thing you owe yourself is to become yourself. The first thing you owe your children is to become yourself. Who the hell else you want to be? Why the hell do you think I've pushed this so hard for so many years? I had to become myself first, while fighting everything else. That was whatever. It's done. Anyway, so excuse me. Oh yeah, one other thing. The Blue Sphere Alliance is not the new alliance. Period. I need to make that fact known now. There's some good people in the Blue Sphere Alliance. Okay? What they call that? Corey Goode and his little pet, David Wilcock. David, love you, man. I just... sad. I'd like you to be yourself. Your real self. Anyway, David Wilcock, you spread more bullshit than anyone I know that's out there. And Simon, what are you doing? What I did for you and you wouldn't use? See ya. That's one neat thing about being me. What I give, I can take away. If you're given something and you don't use it, then forget it. Same thing with Corey. Anyway, I'll never take it out of David Icke. I don't think anyone knows what I know about what he's gone through. And he pushes forward. Alex Collier, there's another man that's really gone through hell. He needs to be left alone, though. Anyway, so, who, what, where, when, and why? Who are you? What are you? Where are you? When are you? Why? What's going on? Who are you? Well, ask yourself that. Who are you? Physical body that has to go to work to make more money, got to pay this bill, this thing coming up, want to get a hold of vacations, kids got to go to school, kids need new clothes, this and that, what do I do about my son? He's getting a little nutty over here, what about this, what about that, you know. Most people define themselves by the thought process they have to get through daily life. That's not who you really are. That's who you are, dealing the best you can with what you have in front of you. I'm not saying that until you wake up, well, until you wake up, you're not who you really are completely, but you're still you. But when you're not aware of who you are, you're not using who you are. You're not using everything you have. It's like when you need to make a decision, you go, yeah, that, whatever, and not thinking about it. There's about that much difference. So who are you? To answer that, you need to go into the next part of the question, what are you? You ever think about that? What are you? I'm a person, I'm a male, I'm 61 years old. Ask yourself, who and what are you? What is what you are physically? And then you take those components, and then you have to ask, who are you then? Excuse me, who are you then? What are you? You're a physical body that originally came from this planet. We call Earth. These bodies had started being produced when the first Adamic race came down here. We're descendants of the Adamic race with everything else that's been put in us. No, we did not come from apes. There's been parts of our race that have been blended together with gorilla ape type DNA in their experiments. There's all kinds of stuff that's been done to us. We have DNA in us from everyone has, almost every person on this planet has reptilian DNA to some percentage inside them. Plus, there's others, Palladian and Andromedian. Excuse me. We're physical bodies that originally came from this planet, from the material on this planet. So, yeah, you want to know exactly how that happens? How the first bodies were made? Creation is beginning your origin. A whole lot more is in there. So anyway, that's what you are, a physical mass that originally came from this planet when energy, spirit, sentient energy, with it, of course, the energy field around it, came here and combined with more spirit that actually came, another spirit that came from the planet. It originally came from the planet about 11.25 million years ago, just give or take, whatever. And that was used to be part of Gaia. It was broken off to stay removed forever, but to be family. So to her, to us, anyway, we're all family. But anyway, it came from her. And then material from the planet came to make a body, and it came together pretty much about the solar plexus where it finishes. I watched myself make the red atom body the first time I came here, and then none of the other 4 times as to be the red atom. Anyway, Edgar Casey on Atlantis. It's in there somewhere, who cares? Anyway, not the time and everything, but mention of it. Anyway, yeah, I need to pull away from that. There's so much that happened during that time. Again, it's in a book. When I wrote those books, I went there and I just started writing about them. That first book should have been 600 pages. I didn't have time. It's only 134 or something like that. I don't know, 20. I don't know. The publishers include all the pages. The last page in the book is numbered 118. I think it's like about 124. Something like that. Anyway, whatever. So the physical mass came from the planet long time ago, and then everything started having bodies. They started breeding, male and female, and then the bodies continue. But that's where these physical bodies originated. That's where your physical body originated, and plus it's had DNA from other planets spliced into it. Now, also there's the 2 spirits within you, the 2 parts of the Kundalini. Okay, part of the planet, and then what part of what used to be from the planet, what came from the planet, but it's a separate entity now, and then yourself, and then you're inside the body working together, going up and down. That's the 2 parts of the Kundalini. So then there's a barrier that was put between the two halves of your brain. The left side of the brain is usually the planetary side. On the right hand side is a spirit. Okay. That barrier between it is source barrier. That's the removal of that as much as possible for your particular life, who you are, what you're having. The max amount removable to be removed was to be done December 21st, 2012. Instead, it was done in April. It's something that I did personally. Part of why I was here. I was supposed to do stuff for the original first being male and female, what everyone's been calling God, what I used to when I was a kid. I make the same mistakes as everyone else. I'm no better than a mud pie. Everybody wants to be better than and all this other stuff, have better, and I understand it, but I have no desire for it whatsoever. To me, it's useless. Anyway, senseless. So that's what you are. That's what you are. And who you are is the different frequencies that actually make up your individuality. Plus, while you're in a body, it's the frequencies of the other spirit that's inside you, the second part of what people call the Kundalini. I call the dual spirit core with core energy within your body because I watch energy flow. All these thousands and thousands of people I've cranked up, I see it. I'm in you. I look at it. The field is an outer part of what I am, and it goes through everything. When I crank you up, I'm right there in it. I see things inside your body. That's how I do that. I don't go to you to remote view or to, astral project through the pineal and see that way. I'm already there. I have to focus on that one part and try to remove everything else I'm looking at. And you can't understand and perceive through a human mind everything that's out there anyway. So yeah, it gets so difficult. Anyway, so that's who you are. The collection of different frequencies that makes you as an individual spirit. The main part of you inside, plus the same thing for the other spirit that came from the planet. And then who, what, where are you? Who, what, where, when, and why? Where are you? Well, you're in the third dimension. The initiation, the first layer of the physical realm. Dimensions. What's going on with them? Where are they? Where'd they come from? Dun dun dun. That's funny. It's all in here. Okay. Plus, in here is somebody I'm talking to right now. They love they move in and out of electricity really strong. They're almost all electromagnetic energy. I call them the entarans. And I've got a light outlet down here, and they'll start talking through it sometimes, get my attention. So they go in bodies and have lives every once in a while. They separated from the original first being as soon as the heavy matter, particulate matter started coming in. They just literally pushed some of them out. Very high vibration, cool people. Again, entarans. It's in book 1. I'm not picking on anyone, but these other people, psychics, whatever, $1,500 jobs for a reading, they can't see that. They're not awake. They have good communication skills, and they can see a lot, and they can see certain things, receive good message, but they're not strong enough to punch through the dimensions and see what's really there. There's a few of them that can see a whole lot. Their source. Stephen D. Farmer's one of them. He doesn't understand that concept. That's cool. I don't care. I care about you being the best you can be, the most you can be. That's what I want. For you to be the max you possible. I got my coffee. I got my wine. I'm doing everything I can. I have Deanna to help me with everything I can't do. Other than being in this physical condition, I'm as happy as I could be. Things on the other side are finally getting fixed, but it's still sad. I see and feel animals just suffering. Dogs being skinned alive in China, not just there. Anyway, I'll never be happy till I'm free of this, and then I won't be happy. I'll be working. To create it, when you're strong enough to be the freak, literally, let's just separate this physical body from everything. Arae itself, as a complete individual, can create a new universe easily within 3 seconds. To take one that's already huge and it has been abused and turned into crap, cancerous, you think that gets fixed in 3 seconds? Not unless you collapse it. What about the new first beings that are growing in this forum? Oh, that's funny. There's a 5th one trying to get started. Why is all this happening? I need to look at that. All the heavy particulate matter that got removed from there. is causing an increase in movement. It's everything's moving faster now. So now there's more first beings wanting to be created. I mean, it's just not wanting to, just starting to come together. It's a happenstance issue, but that just got removed a while ago. Most of the heavy particulate matter, it had to. The next guy to come out, the next first being to come out was Dirty. Had a lot of heavy particulate matter in it, and I was warned. As a matter of fact, the Annukins warned me about it. Happened, they got my attention in a video. A lot of stuff happens in videos, but a lot of stuff happens all the time. Anyway, that can be... Anyway, wow, that's a whole new ball game. Anyway, where the hell was I? Who, what, where? Okay, third dimension. We're in the third dimension now. There's a first dimension where the new beings are created, and again, that's got an energy field around or a barrier. Ain't nothing going in and out of there but me. Period. Want to actually go up and look at it, you get close, you're going to be pushed away. Okay, there's some really big pieces of energy that are out there that are going to push you away, not hurt you, just push you away. It's like a no kind of thing. The other side's been sick with fighting and everything, but not fighting themselves, just the fight going on over there. But it's calming down. It really calmed down recently. The more hours himself on the other side, the more everything else says, okay, time to chill out. But a lot of stuff is still stupid. Anyway, little bits and pieces of Lilith and Arae, they said, are still hanging around, little droplets. So then you have the first dimension, then around that you have the second dimension, which is nothing but energy and some heavy particulate matter flying around, which is also being slowly removed. And it's all being put somewhere. No one can access it. It'll be saved for later for making the universes. That's where they come from. Small pieces of heavy particulate matter. Every small piece of heavy particulate matter can be metaphysically just opened up and turned into a planet, star. That's how the universe was made. Okay, it's like they say it came from a little ball. Well, it came from a bunch of them, not one. Okay, the basic thought process is correct. It's just kind of, I mean, the basic thought process is flowing in the right direction, but it's not correct. Anyway, then you have the, like I said, you have the second dimension. It's just energy. There's no temples over there, heaven and everything. No, there's no people walking around. There's energy that we're in our natural state. We don't have bodies that deteriorate, that give us pain and everything. We're free. Then there's the third dimension outside of that. Third dimension is physical. Now, on the third dimension, it's big. In different parts and points and places in the third dimension, you have other areas where there's more dimensions built, but they're limited to a small area. Okay, the Earth. We're in the third dimension right here, you and I. Okay, this is the third dimension. There's 8 dimensions below us right here around this planet. In this solar system, the second dimension, everywhere you go, the second dimension, when you're in the third dimension and you're looking at the second dimension, no matter where you are in it, if you go 1.5 feet to the right, 3 foot up, that's the lower level of where that other dimension is, the frequency barrier. Okay, Anyway, that's where you'd be standing on the other side if you were there, but remember, you would be energy, okay? Not in a body, but when we see each other over there, when we're in a human mind, a physical mind, we have to have some way to relate to what we're seeing, so we see something as a body. But it doesn't really have a body, okay? It's how our physical conscious mind it's the only way possible for it to try to see something, relate to something that's there. Now, physical limitations and these, for many physical body, hell yes. Now, excuse me. So anyway, that's where you are. You're in a body, physical body. They originally came from the planet. You're right here on the Earth in the third dimension. Okay. Now, when are you? When? What time is this? Well, let's see. It's going on. It's a little more than 8:45 and later than 8:45 in the morning, a.m. Eastern Standard Time. No. I mean, what time in creation is it? When are you? When is what's the true now for when? Well, what do you relate that to? You have to have a starting point, don't you? When did creation start? Dun dun dun. There you go. That's when. The oldest, what I am inside, what I am. I've had more lives than anything else. I don't have my calculator. If you take 10.846 trillion, that's how many lives I've had. A little more than that, but whatever. Just take 10.846 trillion. Multiply it times 237. Okay? Set that number aside. And then take 10.846 trillion, multiply it times I used to say 27 to have something off, and it's 26.38. And then whatever that number is, you add the two numbers together, and I think it's over. I can't put it together. I don't know if it's 2,863 trillion years, something like that. Anyway, and that's in Earth years. Okay, why is time different from one place to another? Actually, it's not. Time is merely a succession of events. Okay, things that happen. That's time. Time is always existing. Time is always moving. They're out of time. Now, there's places where there's not a whole lot happening. It's harder to measure time, but you can always go somewhere and have a focal point of time where it came. You can go to the first dimension and pull it from there if you want, but don't even bother trying to do that. So the way we measure time on this planet is a 24-hour period relative to the revolving of our planet. What happens when it's a bigger planet? Arae, the first planet, all of you that are Essence, you had on an average about 1 trillion lives before the first planet was, before the first wave of souls was released. They were all on Arae. She was 270 times the mass of Jupiter. Google Earth versus Jupiter in size. We're a pebble. Jupiter is huge. Now, see Jupiter, multiply that times 270. So the days on Arae were a whole lot longer. So time there has different meaning, but it's still the same flow of chronological events. It's just measured on a different scale. metric standard, whatever, British standard. So time is relative to itself. It's how others perceive it because of their immediate environment. Some people want to say there is no time. Well, there's no time they understand. They don't know how to understand it, so they don't have an understanding of that time. But time is relative and consistent. It's a flow of events throughout all creation and everywhere else. Anyway, who, what, where, when, and why? Here's the big one. I knew I was going to do it one more time. Why do you exist? Right there. The whole reason why you exist is in this book. Creation, its beginning, and your origin. Everything was created to serve the original first being, which separated itself into male and female before it ever did anything else, because it was lonely. It wanted to produce as much company as it could. So you were a tool to keep the original first being, male and female, from ever being lonely. And then their problems progressed, and so did yours. The angels, original angels, they were made to run you, to make you do whatever the original first being, male and female, wanted. And they wanted you to grow. They wanted to abuse the hell out of you while you're in a body to make your spirit grow, to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Why? Because December 21st, 2012 is when they had all these new universes, over 3,000 new universes. Blah. Right now there's 1,672 new universes other than our own here. And then they were gonna, when you're in a body having a life, and then a body dies and you come out, you grow. Okay, when you're in a body having a life and you've been abused as hell, while you're locked into that car, the car gets shaken, beat up, hammered, and you just go through hell. Your energy gets stronger by being abused, and then all of a sudden you get out of the body, you go boom, you grow like this. Well, you also grow. Part of the reason of that growth, that fast growth, is because you build up new frequencies within you. They're called abuse frequencies. When I crank people, I release them. I pull them out of you. It's a simple process. I used to have to do it separately, but I kept cranking people up, kept getting stronger, and then it blows right out. So that's why. That's why you were made, is to serve them. Well, they kept doing this and abusing everything, and these abuse frequencies were going crazy. They considered that success. It wasn't. Y'all were bickering, have been bickering so much at yourselves when you're out of a body, and then when you're in a body, it's crazy. War, what the hell's that about? There's a perfect, all-loving, all-forgiving God. What the frack is war doing here then? Pestilence. Why the hell are parents getting their kids back in body bags? I can go on and on. Why the hell are animals being abused, eating themselves? You believe in God? Fracking open your mind. There was something there. It's dead now. It's fracking dead. For crimes against what it created. So is all the other large source over there, save two different types, Arae and Lily. Boy, that woke me up, huh? I was made to do this. Not Jay. This is a beat up body. Don't think of me as Jay, because I'm not. I realize I am technically physical body, but that's not what I am. That's why I can do what I do. That's why I was strong enough to take more of my energy, put it in other family members, at a source that came from Lily and I, and they're stronger now when they're doing this stuff, so I can finish, die, and get the hell out of this fracking damn body and be myself again. I got work to do. But at least part of me is on the other side now, starting to do stuff. And that's a whole lot to explain, and I don't even want to go there. I don't matter. What matters is y'all becoming yourselves. That's what's that, and killing the rest of the crap over there. It's dead. It's gone. Done. My mop is clean. You'll have no idea the freedom you have now. You've never had the opportunities in any of your lives. And there's some of you out there that have had a good bit more than 1 trillion lives. Hundreds of millions, is nothing. When Sylvia Brown used to say, oh my gosh, you're an old soul. You've had 56 lives. Holy mackerel. She could only see lives on a planet. There's people I've met had 65, 67 lives on this planet. This is my very last one, my 220,000th life. Folks, there's no reason for you to believe any of this. There's no reason for you to be doing anything. Do what you will. Do what you want. The question is, what do you want? Who are you? What are you? Where, when, and why are you? The big one is the why. They're all big, but the biggest right now is the why. Why do you exist now? To serve a God that doesn't exist, or to serve yourself and what you want to do? Self-serving, that could be bad or good. The way I make myself happiest, or myself, is by doing what I'm made to do, taking care of others, every possible way I can. That's not a bad thing. Serving others makes me happy, just don't frack with me. Bad idea. Somebody really went out of his way to do that a long time ago. Guess not that long ago. He was already unstable. He took himself home. I had nothing to do with that. But the female part of what I am did. Cold. The female, well, no, that would mean it's Lily. It was a piece of Lilith that did that. Very cold energy. They never had lives. Something needed to be, boom. Kind of put around through his head. The other side plays for keeps. They don't care about these bodies that much. Not the vast majority of what was out there running everything. Until you have lives, you don't understand what it's like to go through one. The original first being male and female never had one life. They never let anyone else run lives. So as this new format changes, there's a whole new learning process going on. Arae and Lily are going to be running it until the cookbook, the recipe cookbook, is put together for the easiest way to do something. And while they're screwing up, making little mistakes, this new council, that's little councils of all the people you are, you're going to actually be watching Arae and Lily screw up and learning from it, and then a system's going to be put together that'll help everyone flow, and as long as there's no abuse, everything's fine. We just keep flowing together as a family, and then you'll just run everything. And Arae and Lily don't get involved unless Lily be helping things, and then Arae is going to be protecting stuff and taking care of big stuff. And if there's a problem, a disagreement or something, they'll come in and settle it, and they'll explain why this is the reason, the decision they made is what's necessary for everyone else, everyone together. There's no more God that just kicks your ass everywhere, the original first being. I did it because it was sick due to loneliness and because it had 27.5% extreme lower frequencies. what we would call negativity. It just happened, folks. Again, the more you understand, the easier and simpler life is. Doesn't mean it's easier. The less abusive, maybe I should say. Anyway. There's the information, folks. Do what you want with it. Love you. Most all of you are taking the time to do something with it, and good. That's my success story, is you being all you can be. It's no yay Jay, man. I'm a janitor. All we want to do is do my work and be left alone. And I'm waiting for a little something to happen so I can go. Anyway, time to make some spheres. Wow. It's funny, the closer I come to leaving, it's amazing. It's not far away, and I think I keep getting changed now. I'm working on my own head, but because it's me outside working on my head, I'm seeing things a whole lot better, except while I'm in the middle of it. This morning I woke up, looked like I had my foot in my head. It's kind of funny. Anyway, folks, also the more you awake, the more the easier it is gonna be to relate with our friends in space. Those of you that have had a lot of issues with, from the chlorine, the fluoride, and stuff like that, calcium is what I was looking for. The calcium and fluoride, getting stoned too much. Alcohol is not good for you, but it's not bad in small amounts. Please be responsible with that. But those of you that have that issue, and have had it in the past, that there's an energy field involved in that. It like gums up your head. It has a solid effect, but there's energy behind it too that gums up your head. When I go in you and crank you up, I get rid of it. But the stone that's got healing energy, a cleaning energy. I don't know if you can see that. If you can see through it or something. This is some beautiful, beautiful premium grade citrine. This piece has some little speckles in it. That's really dark. That's really dark, dark yellow-orange. It's another piece. This stuff is grade AAA. That's what I put in it, along with AAA lapis, all kinds of stuff. I use only the best I can find in everything I have. This Hawaiian tiger's eye that I have, it's golden tiger's eye for the most part, but there's some red. I've seen some blue. It's like tiger iron in there. It's different. The Hawaiian tiger's eye and then the Hawaiian amethyst. They're very soft. The energy is strong, but it's soft. And the two of them separate are great, but together, tiger's eye helps you see around and kind of through things, but you see through it by seeing around it for the most part. It's just like a red tiger's eye for your heart. We have some of this. It helps the heart get through things, go through it. You can take rhodonite, put rhodonite with it, and that makes it real strong. Rhodonite makes your heart strong, but allows it to still move and flow. It gives you strength, power of the heart. And then the red tiger's eye literally kind of helps you see through things, around things, helps the heart energy move. The Morphe spirit or energy, so which similar spirit's going to have energy, ascension energy. it really helps you. But it really works good with Fae too, even more so. But these two stones are very good together. There's so much, we can't get this work out. Deanna's one person. She's doing so much. She's doing the work of 3 or 4 people right now. Okay? Legitimately 3.5 people. I'm doing what I can. We're small, and this stuff's going out all over the world all day long, nonstop. We actually took a Sunday off. Excuse me. Excuse me. And that was the first day we actually took off. I can't remember when. And she said, "Wow, that was awesome." But she can't stay away from it, same way I can't. But times I get hit so hard, I'm just knocked over. So anyway, because she can't get out these small orders, we can't get out these small orders. It's impossible. If there was 10 people doing this, then we could do small orders. So she had just put a note on the website that we have to have an $80 minimum order. Folks, that's not trying to be greedy. That's trying to get it to where we can get anything out. I understand people's wants. Sometimes people don't understand that their wants should not come before others' needs. We're doing everything we can, and there's only so much to do. So, this is evolving into what it needs to be. Excuse me. I can't tell you more about what I'm aware of right now. It's not time. But this is going to grow around the world. Locations for this. So, and it isn't that much longer. As a matter of fact, I was literally in my head telling myself some stuff, trying to calm my own body down. It's kind of weird. I could actually see myself looking down at myself. It's weird. My body's sick and tired and everything, but my head, I got work done so hard I couldn't even hardly move. So I'm not in my overalls. When I'm really sick, really knocked out, not going anywhere, then I get up, I don't put them on. I wear my regular house clothes. I like my overalls. But, my head's been changing so I can see things, because it's what I'm going through is really weird. That's why the folks they were here in that Alliance ship last night in the middle of that storm. Just over 800 foot, right around 800 foot over us. Just like, what the hell's going on with them now? And they're recording it, so they have some kind of knowledge of it, which is good. Y'all are going to learn so much. It's like the last video I did talking about, the ability to build a physical structure around a small star and harness some of its power, which will cut down the amount of heat that goes to these planets, so these planets can have life on them, while harnessing power that they can use in starships and all, plus run the planets. Things have been real serious on the other side for years now. They're starting to really get serious here. Anyway, leave you all alone and get running. I got a lot of spheres to make. On these spheres, folks, don't forget they last forever. As long as you have all the stones and that copper, excuse me, you can put it in a pint-sized plastic container As long as the material's there and you wrap the copper around it, it'll last for hundreds and hundreds. It'll just last forever. It'll keep going. It'll outlast the container you put it in, is what I'm trying to say. So, it's something you can give your children that'll help them. Is that a sales pitch? It's not a sales pitch. It is the truth. I guess sometimes the truth is, you say, I sell some apple pie that's really good and it's really good. I guess that's a sales pitch and the truth too. I don't know. I don't care other than telling you what I know to be the truth. Like who, what, where, when, and why you are. It's pretty much all in book 1, folks. Anyway, look, love y'all. Take care. I know everyone's excited about it, but almost very few people are actually ready for our friends to come in, our family from outer space. But as important as that is, it's more important for you to become yourself. There's a lot of other dimensions and a lot of other people, but the ones here physically, we need to be dealing with this because here they are. There's all these other there's all these lights appearing in the sky, stars popping in and out. There's the things that are causing problems, that have been causing problems, they're being taken out. The Draco are in trouble. That early human group, they're being left alone, but they're being ostracized. Arrogance just to no end. Most arrogant beings in creation. And they're humanoid. There's a lesson to learn from that. Don't be like the predecessors. Be like who you really are inside. How do you find out? By relaxing, going inside, and accessing yourself. All the tools you need are at thespiritualfoundation.com. There's nothing better for me to do for you than that, other than crank you up. And I've made that really expensive for a reason. I can't keep doing this, number one. And number two, that sends you to my family members who crank you up really strong. I mean, you're fine. You get cranked up by them. Your body's evolving, period. And they're a fraction of my cost. So, that's why I did that. Greed I don't have. Folks, I love you, man. Take care. Have a good. Give her hell and get her done.